All right, guys. Coming to you with another video. I guess I kind of foregone my usual introductions with my videos because I'm guess just gonna cut straight to the chase. Basically, the thing is that my people were hitting up my WhatsApp, people were hitting up my Telegram, people were just posting, tagging me, showing me that one of the world renowned footballers by the name of Sadio Mane tied the knot. But I really want to dig in deep on a more, how should I put it, on a more, I guess you can say, on a more deeper level on him tying the knot and what it means for us who are playing the long game. As the late great Nipsey Hussle said, the marathon continue. We take the stairs. We take the stairs rather than the elevator, right? So the thing is about the marriage in regards to Sadio Mane is that there's a few things to take from it. And I'm going to quote what he said. Okay, because there were many reports about him. Oh, who is he dating? Who is he with? And things of that nature. But nobody really knew. He kept it quiet. He kept it quiet as the mouse. Okay, that's the thing. He was very, very quiet, and that was intentional. That he kept it very, very, very quiet about his marriage or about his relationship status and what have you. And I don't blame him for doing that, okay? I'm going to tell you why, okay? Now, granted, he was linked to a lot of people. What he said, and this was back, I think, 2 years ago. 2 years back, he said this, okay? What he said 2 years back is, I've seen a lot of girls asking me why I am not married. But sorry, you might be wasting your time. The women I marry will not be on social media networks, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I want to marry a woman who respects God and prays well. Now, these were his words, okay? These were his words. Now, because of his status, I mean, this guy, at one time, and unfortunately, they hated on him for this. They were like, man, we're not letting this guy be the highest paid player. But at one time, he was the highest paid player on Bayern Munich, okay? He was the highest paid. And the fact of the matter is, Bayern Munich did not like that. So they're like, man, we're going to cut him loose, right? But be it that he is the highest paid player, he can have his pick of the litter, okay? This is a high value man, quote unquote. Like, everybody is stuck with this term high value man. Shoot, it's sad to say it, but it's even stemmed over into the Muslim community. You know, like you'll be, you, man, you have Muslims now selling you high value men packages and things like that. Muslim alpha packages, just basically imitating the way of non-Muslims, but not realizing that this dude kept it very, very easy. Now, you know, um, people were saying that, this guy was dating a lot of people. Some people were saying that he was dating this one girl named Melissa Reddy. Someone was saying that he was dating another person, So, there were rumors about him. And the thing is that, I think he was seen with different women and what have you. But none of those women were actually his wife. His wife that he got to is a Senegalese woman, and when you see her, I mean, you can tell that he was really playing the long game. You can tell that she's not really caught up on the social media tip. You can tell that she's, you can just tell that, his wife is, what he wanted. Now, what this means for us who are playing the long game is that number one, his wife came straight from Senegal. That's the thing. His wife was in Senegal. All right. She wasn't under the Western influence or the influx. Okay. While social media is popular in Senegal, or she didn't use it that much. That's the thing. It wasn't like something that she used a lot. Okay. So this is the whole thing about his situation. Okay. And this is good because I'm going to tell you why. And me, by no means, I try to stay away from Hassad as much as I can. You know, I like seeing Muslims in healthy, happy marriages. Okay, I like to see them. Although when it comes to seeing them here in the West, I'm pessimist on that matter. You know, I'm pessimist on it. I will admit that that is something I am because, you know, I'm going to be honest. I really don't see an example of like a thriving, functioning Muslim marriage in the West. Because I'm going to tell you something. The evil eye is real. The eye of envy is real. And so that's one of the reasons why he's smart for keeping his wife off of social media. Because when you see these couples on social media, when you see them doing these couple challenges, when you see them doing these things, the comment section, you know, is full of fake love. And then there's some that are full with just basically outright hatred. Like, oh, such and such is a slave, or oh, you really do that for him, or oh, like these are the comment sections you're going to see. So with this being said, why would you want to subjugate yourself to that? Okay? So I think he's thinking along those lines, and that's the thing. You know, with me personally, when I get my 3 wives, which is the plan, I'm not having them on social media. The most I will show is maybe them cooking, like showing their food products and stuff like that. Maybe if one is into hairdressing, I'll let her show her, you know, her client's hair and things like that. But I'm not showing them, I'm not doing any challenges and things like that. You know, a lot of times you have Muslim women and Muslim men who are married and they're doing skits and stuff, not realizing how harmful that is, not realizing that the evil eye is there, you know, not realizing that hate and jealousy is there. You understand? So this is why I don't know if it was Sadio Mane's reason for wanting to go this route. But another thing that I want to keep in mind is that when you even look at it from a non-Muslim perspective, one of the footballers in Nigeria, who is one of my personal favorite footballers, whose story inspires me every single day to keep having a never say die attitude and just keep fighting and just keep pushing, keep striving, keep going, is Victor Osimhen. You know, he doesn't really put his girlfriend on social media. He doesn't really put his child on social media because he's like, yeah, I don't want to, you know, all the abuse I go through like haters and stuff. I wouldn't want my family to be subjugated to that. So you see, he's thinking along the lines of being good, you know. Now, one thing too that I need to add into this now is what Victor Osimhen said that made a lot of women mad. Okay, and I'll play that video. And this, I guess this is just gonna be a football type video type thing. So I'm gonna play what Victor Osimhen said, if I can find it. Let me see. Okay, let me see. Give me a second.
The fame doesn't.
Okay, yes. Okay, here we go.
I go even come back and
Hold on. Okay, here we go.
something
This is what Victor Osimhen said.
to me. To carry the name of the family on my shoulder is actually not an easy thing, you know. You got some attacking you spiritually, some hating on you physically, some backstabbing you behind your back because they prefer money to life. But it's just God that is keeping me.
This level of tact.
A girl can see your effort.
Okay, so that can be taken very seriously because like these women, like these modern women, they do attack you spiritually, and many times they do attack you physically, because they've been authorized to attack you physically because there's no consequences for them attacking you physically. When's really the last time you've seen a modern woman get arrested for attacking you physically? And spiritually, forget it, like, and what he said about all they care about is money. I mean, that's the truth, Now let's listen to this. Now this drove African American women especially crazy because, like, African American women, what they like to do, what I find, is they like to dibble and dabble in like Caribbean. They're trying to infiltrate like Caribbean, and they're trying to infiltrate African channels with their ideas and their mindsets. So yeah, they came for Victor Osimhen, and as a matter of fact, he had to limit his comment section because of the comments that he was receiving and the hate the vitriol he was receiving. But let's listen to what he had to say.
To just have yourself. To just have kids all over the place. You have to be careful. Some, they want to like flock around you because of what you can offer them financially. You guys give yourself brain. When you slack, these people will take advantage of you.
So and I'll translate that. Like when he says give yourself brain, what he means by that is you got to be like thinking 3 steps ahead, and you got to be smart, basically, in regards to that, and this is what he said.
Physical looks.
You mean girls? I don't care about looks, so. They say table. If you're not bringing anything to the table, I'm not doing anything. Oh. I cannot buy a Birkin bag for a girl. Birkin bag of how much you say Birkin bag? 100 and something K, right? And you reach my turn. You are telling me a king is born today.
She can't afford it now.
She can't afford it.
Afford something like a Becky bag.
You know the stay with person with Uber. So you know the same people when they work hard. You need to like be careful. You need to be careful. You need to gain something. Personally, for me, if you know they offer anything for my life, you go there far from me. You go there far from me because me, I be hard worker.
So, with that being said, that's a very good point, and they try to come at him because of his haircut, and they try to just come at him for that. Because, like, I hate to say it, but when you look at relationship dynamics, especially in an African family, best believe that, although the woman is the stay-at-home wife, she's doing something that's going to build, that's going to expand. Say if you have an estate, right? And she's staying home looking after the estate, chances are she's going to know something that's going to add to that estate, You know what I mean? Like in the Fulani way, let's just say that, okay, you have, let's say you have like 20 cows, okay? Best believe that she's going to milk them cows, turn it into food, and probably sell it. You know, probably sell it. Probably turn it into butter, probably turn it into cheese, probably turn it into milk or whatever the case may be. Best believe that, okay? Which means she's adding something to your life, okay? So these like women, of course, they want everything on cruise control. And while we're not opposed to cruise control, they won't even do the bare minimum. So this is where this is where it clashes. But back to Sadio Mane, he said that he wants a woman who, um, you know, respects God, you know, prays to God. So with that being said, right? What kind of God respecting woman will like just do and flaunt herself on TikTok and social media for the world to see because she wants so much attention and because attention is her currency, you know? And that's another video in itself that I can do about the blessings of obscurity. You know, there's actually a video I can do about that, about you know, obscurity and the benefits of obscurity, you know? But, you know, the fact of the matter is that he wanted a woman who worshiped God in every sense of the word. He didn't just throw it out there. When a modern woman throws out, oh, I need a God-fearing man, all she basically means is she needs a man who's a sucker. Because there's so many videos you watch, right? You watch so many videos, you watch it time and time again. They all say the same thing. They say, oh, you know, I had a guy, he was God-fearing, he was a good man, but I left him. There was just something missing. You know, and all that means basically is that they want to sucker, and most of the time they just want to sucker for the moment. Because, you know, them streets is cold. And so, yeah. Now, you know, Sadio Mane could have his pick of the litter, as I said before. You know, with the amount of fame, with the fortune that he had and things like that. And I think the estates he had, I think he had multiple estates. I think he had like a state, of course, a compound back in Senegal. And I think he also has like an estate in Marbella, Spain, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he could have easily been running through them Spanish them Spanish women, but he chose not to. You know what I mean? He was on the straight and narrow. Now, granted, nobody probably criticized him because of his fame. That's the thing. That's the main thing about it, is that his fame was a leading factor in him not being criticized for his decision. Now, for us, though, who are not as famous and who are not as wealthy, but still aspire to level up every single opportunity we can, in regards to us, I think the best thing to do is just stay quiet and go about our business. Not even talk about what we want. Not even talk about, I want my wife off of social media. I don't want my wife on social media. I think that's the best way for us to go, you know. Now, granted, he came under a lot of criticism when he said that. but it didn't really matter to him. They weren't going to cancel him because this dude was still racking in goals, and he's still racking in goals. Okay. Now, there's one more thing I want to add, and then I'm going to end this video, inshallah. I know I keep on going a lot farther in these videos. May Allah forgive me for being so long-winded. Okay, let me see. See, there's one very important factor I want to highlight. Okay, let me see. Just give me 1 second, and I'm going to show and highlight one of the most important factors in this. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. Sorry for the delay. I'm just trying to get her age. Okay. Okay. So the thing is I don't know how old Sadio Mane's spouse is. I don't know how old she is, but I think she is 19 years old, if I'm not mistaken. Sadio Mane is 33 years old. Now, what that should tell you is you should not let you should not let people guilt trip you for an age gap. You know, that's the thing. They're listen. The women are gonna say anything anyway, even if you date a woman who is, let's just say, a woman who's closer to your age. They're still going to say something, okay? If you guys are happy together, there's still something is still going to be said. They don't want to see you happy. As a matter of fact, that's just what it is, okay? At this point and another. They figure that, okay, since we can't be happy, or since we have to pump fake happiness, there's no way in hell that we're going to make you, there's no way in hell we're going to let you be sincerely happy. And that's just what it is, you know. I know it's sad, but this is just the reality we live in, you know. this is just the cesspool we live in. You know, it's something we have to deal with. You know, it's something we have to weather the storm, basically. You know, so there was another story, and I'll end on this note too. The thing is that even Lamido, one of my favorite guys, may Allah preserve him, Lamido Sanusi, Hafizullah, he was like, I think in his 50s when he married a woman who was 18, you know, and she agreed to the marriage, and she, was not forced into the marriage. It was something that was agreed upon for both families. But the sad thing is, the pushback came from a lot of people who, of course, did not agree with the union, and he had to unfortunately do I want to say a whole, practically an essay on why he was marrying this woman. It was sad, but it was just something that he had to do, unfortunately. But I'm gonna close this up by saying, again, who cares about an age gap? Okay, it's something that exists. It's something that, if you're a Muslim, your prophet exercised and his companions exercised. So with that being said, let's take lessons from Victor Osimhen and Sadio Mane in regards to what kind of relationships we should strive for, and playing the long game. TMC, the marathon continues, and yeah, that's just it. We gotta play the long game. The long game is sometimes painful. The long game is sometimes lonely. The long game requires a lot of patience, but at the end of the day, the long game, the long term gains of the long game are better than maybe the short term dopamine fix you would get from maybe one, entertaining these modern women, or two, taking on a well-written woman as a charity case, out of sympathy and sorrow. It will only be short term, So me, I'm playing the long-term game. And I think we owe it to ourselves to keep ourselves up, meaning exercise, do the sunnah of exercising, eating light meals, and just staying read up, be it Quran, Al-Kitab, and other books. But with that being said, Fool is signing out. Unjara.